Hi. Are you the bridge keeper?
Yes, I am the bridge keeper.
Oh, good.
Anyone crossing by my border must do exactly as I order. Any shape like a circle that you carry today must be eaten or thrown away. Now open the bag. Let's see if you have any circles.
It's just groceries.
Aha! Cookies. Cookies are circles. Look, all of them perfectly round. They are definitely circles. They must be eaten or thrown away. And it's very wrong to throw food away.
Okay, then I'll eat them.
And what is this? A pizza. Thought you'd sneak it by me, huh? Look at this, a great big round circle. Why, there are even little circles inside the big circle. Eat the pizza.
Okay. How about this watermelon slice?
It's a circle, isn't it?
Yes, definitely. Looks just like a wheel, and wheels are circles.
You know what to do. All right. You may pass.
I didn't come up here to cross the bridge.
Then what are you doing here?
I just came to deliver your groceries.
Next time you go to a bridge and the bridge keeper's there, you better do what he tells you. Welcome to Tuesday, April 21st, 2020. Hope you had a great Monday. We will be doing Hangouts today, so make sure you check your email. I was swamped with meetings yesterday, so I was unable to do any Hangouts yesterday, so I do apologize for that, but we will be doing some Hangouts here today. So again, check your email. And then check your messages there, and on the stream on the Google Classroom I will tell you the time and then also the topic of discussion for today. So yes, we have a busy day today, but nothing that you can't handle because you guys are fantastic. You're staying smart and you're staying you and you're staying awesome. That's right. Again, it's beginning to look a little more like spring out there. I can see some of the grass kind of starting to try to turn green, which is fun. Golf courses are opening up. That's big news. I believe the Holly Golf Course is opening today. So if you're a golfer, there's some strict rules that you have to follow if you want to golf. But that's pretty big news in Holly because we have a really nice golf course. Still no news or changes in, school or other activities. So by the way, I'm wearing another baseball jersey. This is an oldie but a goodie. I've coached, as you found in my other video, I've coached baseball for 25 years. And for quite a few years, I've coached Babe Ruth baseball. Okay. And Babe Ruth baseball is for kids ages 13, 14, and 15. So once you get to high school, when you play in the summer, you'll play Babe Ruth baseball. So that's the jersey I'm wearing. And of course, it's number 8. So what room am I in today? Well, let's do a little 360 here. It's a really small room. All right. It's not very big. And we see there's random books in here. We have a sink back in here. All right, let's turn back around this way. There's some more books. There's extra 3rd grade math books up there. All right, and I'll show you the front door. Okay, we're inside. So this room has no windows in it. Well, let's take a look here. I'll open the door, and you'll see where we are. If you have any guesses, now would be the time to guess. Let's see where we are. We are right next to the North Computer Lab. There's the North Lab right there, right? And then there's this little room here. It's just kind of like an office. It's kind of a private room that teachers will use to meet with students one-on-one. And kind of a fun fact, if you didn't know, the North Lab, when I was a kid, that used to be where the library was. This was where the school library was. And then this room used to be where the librarian would have their office. Okay, so the office for the librarian was back in this room here. And then around the corner, okay, so we're going around the corner. You know what this place is. This is the AR store, correct? All right, but when I was a kid, it wasn't the AR store. It used to be the teacher's lounge. So if I was walking to the gym or to the lunchroom, I'd poke in there and see my teachers or people that I would know, and that's where the teachers used to eat lunch way back in the day. So we'll go back to our room of the day here. Let's see if I can fit in here. And something else too, we talked about this word in Henry Huggins, vacant. Okay, if something's vacant, it means it's empty. So we are going to move it to occupied. That means it's full, someone's using it, and we're going to come back in here, and this is where we're going to do our lesson today. Why? Again, why shouldn't we do a lesson in here? Right? It's America. All right, so what I want you to do is to get out your list of things to do for Tuesday, April 21st, and we'll get together on that right now and get started. Get you started. All right, first of all, let's just take a look at reading. Continue to read your AR, test at home. Woohoo! Vocabulary quizzes, those are optional as well, but if you've got one for a quiz, for a book, go ahead and take it. Get on to Epic if you have not done that as well. Lots of AR options there. We'll come back to the poetry in a minute. The other reminder for you is to finish your Studies Weekly assignment from yesterday, the week 1 crossword puzzle. You can do the lab, lab or experiments, or search up anything that looks interesting. In particular, any of those inventions or Thomas Edison, anything that you would like to learn more about. Let's go down to science and social studies. Again, if you have not started your Kane's Arcade project, today is a great day to start working on it or keep working on it. If you've already done it, then ignore it. You're good to go. Other things to do if you're bored, you see the list. I want to just point out a couple of things. Your journal writing, pick out one of the 2 topics for April 21st. IXL, continuing to do the IXL challenge. Knock yourself out there. Keep working. Any of those games. And remember your cursive first and last name 5 times. That'll be a graded assignment on Friday. So these are your options for reading, socials, science, and other items. I need you now to just get out your composition journal and a pencil. That is it. Composition journal and a pencil. So you have your composition journal, and what we're going to do today is just review alliteration, okay? And you still have your little poetry cheat sheet here that I made. By the way, yeah, sometimes you probably see my glasses on and off. I'm not wearing my contacts, but I get this kind of annoying glare, so bear with me here. I don't like it because then you can't see my eyeballs, all right? So alliteration, remember alliteration, those are those tongue twisters. So you have a poem or a sentence beginning with and or having that same vowel or consonant sound throughout the sentence or the poem. So if I use the word or the letter W, let's just say I take W, right? Wally was washing Waldo's wig, right? Wally was washing Waldo's wig. We have all these W's in here, right? Gosh, every single word. Sweet. Awesome. That's an example of alliteration. Thank you to those that shared those with me. Keep sending me stuff. I know I haven't made like a special type video in a while. I will be soon. Just bear with me. So share pictures. I love to see what you guys are up to. All right, so that's an example of alliteration. Keep making more. They're fun to make. And just with a little time and patience, you can come up with quite a few in not amount of time. All right, so you guys are becoming masters at alliteration. We're going to go back in time and talk about acrostic poetry. We did acrostic poems earlier in the year. And I know you've done them in previous grades, but again, I want to just take this time to go over acrostic poetry because, again, it's another way of writing. It's another way of expressing your feelings or expressing the way you feel about a certain topic or a person or whatever. Another thing I like about acrostic poetry is it doesn't have a lot of like strict or rigid rules. All right, you don't have to have a certain amount of lines or it has to rhyme or any of that sort of stuff. The rules are pretty simple, and it's once you get the hang of it, they're simple to write, and they make great little gifts. Or if you're trying to write something in a card and you're not sure like what to write about, make an acrostic poem about person. It's easy. All right. So let's say, for example, I wanted to make an acrostic poem. Let's make an acrostic poem about Seth. Okay, I like this because it's a short name. All right, so let's say I made my acrostic poem, and I'm going to call it Seth. If you remember, what we need to do first is we're going to write his name vertically like this. All right. So here I have the 4 letters in Seth's name going down this way, all right? So then what I want to do is I want to start a sentence or just a phrase, or it could just be one word, beginning with the word S, all right? Again, I'm just totally making this up. So I'm going to say Seth is smart but silly. Those of you that know Seth, he is a very intelligent young man, but he's got a silly side to him too, right? Okay. E. Well, I know what I'm going to put for E. He is excellent. He's an excellent math student. He's a great student overall, but boy, math is definitely his strong suit. This young man is sharp at math, okay? Let's see. T. He's talkative around friends. Okay? In class, when he's supposed to be focused or I'm teaching, he just kind of sits there and just does what he's supposed to do. Doesn't say much, but you get him around some of his friends, and oh my gosh, he's very talkative. Okay? And I would say the H, he's a happy dude. Always pretty happy. I don't see Seth in a grumpy mood very often, and that would describe him. So if I read the entire poem, I would say, Seth, smart but silly, excellent math student, talkative around friends, and he's a happy dude. Okay? I hope those things are true, Seth. But acrostic poems, simple. So what I want you to do, think of someone you know. Think of a topic. Gosh, you could do one like on baseball. You could do one on horses, fishing, right? Grandma, right? Think of any topic that you want, and you can write poems until the cows come home. Very fun, simple, and again, like I said before, if you're struggling to give someone a gift or write on a card, an acrostic poem is a simple way to do it, and it has a lot more meaning to that person too. Try not to get in the habit of using just one word for each letter, okay? Because I could just say smart, excellent, talkative, happy, be done. Well, that would look like a first grader wrote it. We want to make it look like, gosh, did a 4th grader, did a 5th grader, did an adult write this poem? And then also trying not to use the same words all the time as well. If you get like a word that has more than one S or G or whatever. If I had 2 G's, I wouldn't say good friend and then 3 letters later, if it was another G, good at cooking. No. Try to avoid those repeats, because then again, it looks like someone younger wrote it. You want to try to be a little more detailed. So again, these types of things, if you want to do something good and become great, it takes patience and some thinking instead of, oh, I got to rush to get it done. All right? Do some acrostic poems, take pictures of it, and I would love to see them. Thank you very much, and have fun. Okie dokie, it's that time of the lesson where we shift gears from reading to math. We're going to continue to talk about fractions today, and there are 3 things that you need. First, you need this blue fraction strips sheet, all right? Second, you need this white sheet, 7-8. It says finding rules to order fractions, all right? And then the third sheet, which will be your assignment, is home link 7-4. It says fraction strips. You need all 3 of those things and then just a pencil. and I will teach you the next part. Oh, and we must be in our best behavior, because there are forces around us beyond our control. Especially with the opening of the golf course. Golfers, beware.
No way. I'm not paying you. This is ridiculous. Every hole, it's the same.
You all right? Hey, don't. I wouldn't.
Oh boy. We're doomed. Darth Vader golfing? Really? Oh boy. You get this great news of the golf courses opening, and now they're going to be flooded with the dark side. I don't know what we're going to do. I do have to say though, I'm on pretty good terms with Darth Vader, so he is going to spare us. The only thing he asks is that he appears in a few more of our Nugget Distance Learning episodes. So as long as I keep him happy, I think we'll all be safe. But beware, I wouldn't want to make any bets with him on the golf course. I need you to get out your fraction strips sheet. This sheet, it's blue. And what I like about this fraction strip sheet is it's a great way to show what one part of a hole is and how it compares to other parts. So if we take a look here where it says 1/2, okay, we can see that 1/2 is a much bigger piece than 1/4. See that? And then we can also see that 1/4, it's less than 1/2, but it's more than 1/8. All right, get that? Let's take a look at 1/3. 1/3, if I compare it to 1/4, 1/3 is larger. 1/3 is less than 1/2. All right. 1/3 is more than 1/8. All right. 1/6 or 1/6, it's less than 1/3. It's more than 1/8. See, it's a little bit larger. It's a little bit less than 1/4, and we can see it's a lot less than 1/2. All right, and then we can start to make equivalent fractions with this. If we see right here, we see 1/8 plus 1/8, that's 2/8. That 2/8 would be equivalent to 1/4. All right, 1/4 and 1/4 would be 2/4. That is equivalent to 1/2. Let's take a look. 1/8, 2/8, 3/8, 4/8. 4/8 would be the same as 2/4, which is the same as 1/2. You get that? Here's what I want you to do on the very bottom. There's a blank one, all right? And one thing you notice, like the 1/6, every sixth is the same size, all right? You don't see this sixth really big and then this one really small. They're all the same size. What I want you to do is I want you on your own is to try to divide this bottom strip into tenths, all right? So there should be 10 pieces all together in this one. You'll need a ruler or a straight edge if you want to eyeball it, or if you want to measure it. What you would do is you would measure this entire strip and then divide that by 10, and then you would know how big each 10th strip would be. Otherwise, you can just eyeball it, but that's what I want you to do right now. I don't need to see it. You're just going to need to use that for the next part that we're going to do. All right, so that sheet that you filled out, the blue fraction strip sheet, that will help you do this one. All right, this one's not graded, okay, but I want you to do it so you understand finding rules to order fractions. And I'm going to do a little mini lesson on my whiteboard here to help you see that as well, so then you can learn a little bit more about fractions and how numbers that are similar in the numerator and how they change in the denominator affect how large or small the fractions are. All right, so what I have for you is I have 4 different fractions. All right, I'll read them from left to right. We have 1/2, 1/3, 1/4, and 1/8. If you can see, there's something similar in each of these fractions. Do you know what it is? Yeah, we have the number 1 in each of them. And the 1 is in the numerator, right? So in each fraction or picture, there is 1 space shaded in. One part of the hole shaded in. What's different, though, is that each shape or hole is divided into different amounts, all right? And we see in the one half, if this were a pan of brownies, well, gosh, of course, I could get a whole half of the pan. Well, of course, that's a big chunk, all right? Now look to 1/3. We can see that the 1/3 of the pan is slightly smaller. 1/4 is slightly smaller yet, and 1/8 is a lot smaller than 1/2, and certainly we can see it's smaller than 1/4 and 1/3. All right. So here's the relationship here that this illustration will show you and those fraction strips. So if I have a bunch of fractions and the numerator is the same, all right, it could be 1, it could be 3, it could be 5, whatever it is. If the numerator is the same, but the denominators are different, all right, the fractions with the smaller denominator, that fraction is going to be larger than the fraction with a larger number in the numerator, all right? It's kind of confusing because, you've been taught, okay, well, yeah, 3 is bigger than 2. Yeah, I get that. 4 is bigger than 3. 8 is bigger than 4, all right? But when we're talking about fractions, we have to realize that the larger number on the bottom means that that's how many parts there are of the whole, all right? There's more pieces to go around, 8 pieces versus just 2, all right? So to keep that in mind, if the number in the numerator is the same, you've got to pay attention to the number in the denominator. The higher the number, the smaller piece or smaller fraction of the whole it is, all right? So if I were going to do greater than or less than, well, 1/2 is greater than 1/3, 1/3 is greater than 1/4, and then 1/4 is greater than 1/8, all right? Okay, check this out. So I have 5 random fractions I wrote on the board, but they do have one thing in common. You can see they each have a 2 in the numerator, all right? But the denominators are all different, all right? So right off the bat, this should tell you that none of these are equivalent. None of them are equal to each other, all right? So if you had an assignment or a test question problem that asked you to list the following fractions in order from greatest to least, all right, how would we do this? Again, with fractions, I always think, okay, what would be the largest amount? If I was going to have that pizza and I wanted the most of the pizza that I could have, well, what one would I want? I'd want the most or the biggest, all right? So we know that the numerators are all 2, so I have to look at the denominators instead. One thing you could do is draw a picture of each of them, okay? Drawing pictures helps a ton. If you're doing any kind of math problem, like, okay, let's say you have a problem like 67 plus 94, right? If you can't do it in your head, show your work. Teachers love that stuff. Whether they're 3rd grade or 12th grade and anywhere in between, show your work, okay? Let's get back to this, though. Which fraction would be the greatest? In order to figure that out, we have to find the denominator that is the smallest, all right? Can you see which one it is? 2/3. 2/3 would be my largest fraction, all right? Well, think of that. 2/3, all right? 2/4 would be 1/2. 2/3 would be more than a half, all right? So I've got rid of 2/3, get rid of the stuff I don't need. All right, which number or which fraction is the next one in line? Well, let's take a look at the denominators. Which one's the smallest that's left? 2/6. So 2/6 would be next, all right? Okay, that would be a little less than 1/2. Then what would come next? 2/8. Yes, 2/8 would come next. And then 2/10, right? And then finally, it would be 2/12. All right? So that's what that page, this white one is asking you to do, is to list these fractions in order from greatest to least. Now you know that if the denominators are the same, look at the numerators, if the numerators are the same and the denominators are different, the smaller the denominator, the larger the fraction, okay? All right, here's your assignment. Your assignment today is another home link, all right? It's home link 7-4. All right, so there's quite a bit to this home link compared to most home links, but remember, I normally give home links as homework, not assignments. All right, so what you're going to do is you're going to shade each rectangle to match the fraction below. So for this one, you're going to shade in 2/3. This one, you'll shade in 3/8, 3/6, and then 1/4. All right, so all you're going to do is just shade these in. Okay, then down here, it says compare the shaded parts. But these fraction strips, they're supposed to be shaded in, but I noticed on the copier they didn't shade in very well. So what I did is I just kind of put this box around what it's asking you to do or what should have been shaded. So if you want to just shade those on your own, that would be very good. And then what you're going to do is you're going to use this chart right here, less than, greater than, or equal to, and then you're going to put the correct symbols for each problem on the line. To tell me, is 1/4, is it greater than 1/3, is it less than, or is it equal to? All right, so you've got two problems there. Then on the bottom, for numbers 7 and 8, for both problems, you need to make a ballpark estimate, okay? And we did that, so you're going to round those two numbers, do the ballpark estimate, and then you're going to solve the exact answer. Same thing with number 8. Please make sure to put a unit. What I would do is I'd probably do the problems on the back, okay, because there's not a lot of room on the front. Do the problems on the back, and you will be all set and ready to go. Take a picture of it like you normally would. Send it to me. Get it in the grade book. Done. Oh, and don't forget your Mad Minute. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you folks are becoming masters at the poetry and your fractions. I'm so proud of you. And I miss you a lot, and I hope that we're together soon. It doesn't take away the great memories we've had and the laughs we've shared, and the fact that we will see each other again at some point. Hopefully it's any day now, but you've done a tremendous job with all of this, and it's getting pretty tough on me, and I can't imagine how tough it is on you. So just continue to be good at home. Work hard. Whatever you put into this distance learning is what you're going to get out of it. And if you have a positive attitude and you work hard, you're going to look back on this event and it's going to be a positive one, more of a positive one. Math trivia question. Ba-dum-bum-bum-bum. You probably heard of that jingle. McDonald's. Lots of you have probably eaten there, and some of you have probably eaten there many times. Question of the day today is, on average, how many people worldwide does McDonald's serve each day? So what that means is that any given day, how many people on average eat at a McDonald's every day? The answer is coming up momentarily, and I will also show a video for you that goes way back. A little song that McDonald's created, and what you could do is go to a McDonald's or write to a McDonald's, and they'd send you this little record, all right, a little record on a record player, and one lucky record would be a winner of $1 million prize, all right. So what you're going to hear in a little bit is the song that goes with that. It's actually a little video that somebody made, and I'll share that with you. So anyway, I thought it was kind of funny, and I totally forgot about that. Stay smart, stay awesome, stay you, stay strong. We're going to get through this. Have a tremendous Tuesday, and I'll see you when I see you, okay? Message me if you have any questions or just want to communicate. I'm always here for you, and would love to catch up with you. All right? Have a great day. Bye.
Good morning, class. Today we're going to learn the McDonald's menu song and give a listener out there a chance to win $1 million. So, repeat after me.
Repeat after me.
No.
No.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Here goes.
Here goes.
Big Mac, McDLT, a quarter pounder with some cheese, filet, a fish, a hamburger, a cheeseburger, a Happy Meal, McNuggets, tasty golden French fries, regular or larger size, a salad, chef or garden, or a chicken salad, Oriental, Big McBreakfast, egg McMuffin, hot cakes and sausage, maybe biscuits, bacon, egg and cheese, or sausage, Danish hash browns, 2 and 4, dessert, hot apple pies and sundaes, 3 varieties of salsa, corn, 3 kinds of shakes and chocolate, chip cookies, and a drink, a Coca-Cola, Diet Coke, an orange drink, a Sprite and coffee, decaf, 2, a low-fat milk, also an orange juice. I love McDonald's, good time, great taste, and I get this all at one place. Got it? Got it! Okay, now you do. Big Mac, McDLT, a quarter pounder with some cheese. Ah, too bad. Because if this class can do the McDonald's menu song all the way through, a listener out there is going to win $1 million. Win $1 million? Yeah. So let's try again. Big Mac, McDLT, a quarter pounder with some cheese. Big Mac, McDLT, a quarter pounder with some cheese. Filet of fish, a hamburger, a cheeseburger, a Happy Meal. Filet of fish, a hamburger, a cheeseburger, a Happy Meal. You're on a roll. Keep going. Big Mac, tasty golden French fries, regular or larger sizes, salad, chef or garden, or chicken salad, Oriental, baby breakfast, egg McMuffin, hot cakes and sausage, maybe biscuits, bacon, egg and cheese, or sausage, Danish hash browns, 2 and 4, dessert, hot apple pies and sundaes, 3 varieties of salsa, corn, 3 kinds of shakes and chocolate, chip cookies, and a drink, a Coca-Cola, Diet Coke, an orange drink, a Sprite and coffee, decaf, 2, a low-fat milk, also an orange juice. I love McDonald's. Oh, we're so sorry. The person listening to this record didn't win the big prize. But tell him to check out those coupons. Check out those coupons. And get him down to McDonald's now to save money on great McDonald's food and give him more chances to win more prizes. More prizes. And you guys? Yes? Sing something else.